Okay everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a soft pastel piece of Uluru. So we're going to be using the colours I just showed you, and we're going to start to sketch in with our pencil first, just to give ourselves some guidelines. So we're going to start about halfway, just below halfway across our paper. Just come straight across, and then we're going to sketch in our rock. So coming across the top. Now this doesn't need to be perfect, we will edit this a lot with our pastels, and I'm just sketching in where some shading is going to go on the rock. So that's all you need to do in your pencil. So grabbing a white soft pastel, what we're going to do is we're going to put a layer of white over our sky. So over the whole sky. And then rubbing that into the paper. Then starting with your blue soft pastel, you're just going to come across the top of the page. Circular motion using the flat edge of the pastel. Then once we get to about here, we're going to swap and go into a purple. Overlapping those. And we're going to go to a pink, not orange, sorry. Pink, and we're going to bring that down to our big rock. Now, when you're blending these, use 2 fingers and use a circular motion. Start with your lightest colour, which is the pink, and blend up into that blue and purple. And we can then go across until we have this nice soft pastel sky. So it doesn't matter if you get a bit on your rock, you're better off coming right up to the Uluru rather than having a white gap. So we can always overlap our colour that's darker in front. Then just tipping off any excess. Now we're going to give that first layer a really good spray. So hairspray. Stick that down. Let it dry for a second. So next we're going to just put in our base layer of our foreground in front. So we're going to start with an orange, and we're just going to come using the side of it And towards the back of that orange, we're grabbing our brown. So I'm only using the pastels that were in that small set. So those of you that got a big set, you could always add your different variations of brown to this and pinks and that as well. But I'm just sticking to that shorter, small set of colours. So brown, still using the side of that pastel, and then we're going to blend in pushing that pigment into our paper. And then tipping that off and giving it a good spray. Just the ground area. Now that our sky's dry, we can go back to our sky. So you might want to keep just a piece of paper towel handy so you can just wipe your excess dust off your fingers as you go. So starting with our pink again, I'm going to do another layer at the bottom here. Then I'm going to come into the purple. Then blue. Then blending really well again. So to make sure you got no harsh lines in between the colour, so that they all overlap a little bit. So you can see this purple's quite harsh here, so I'm just going to put a little bit of blue over the top of the purple there before I blend. Beautiful. Now giving that another light spray. And we're going to do the base layer on our Uluru rock. So starting with your brown, what you're going to do is you're going to come and go around the top edge. Like so. And then we're going to pop in all of our darker points. putting in all the shading. So if you need to, once you get up to this bit, you can always pause the video to make sure you've got all the shading in the right spots. So now we know a rough idea where our darker areas will be. Then I'm going to come in with my red. I'm going to fill in using the tip. I'm going to put a base layer of red over the whole rock. Blending with the brown in each section as I go. Tapping that off. Now we just want to add a little bit more brown to the top. Blending. And then just spraying that down. So now we're going to come back to our sky before we continue to render that rock. And we're going to start with some clouds. So white. Just make sure your white's clean too, especially for this part. So rubbing it on some paper towel or on a piece of paper. Now we're going to add in a hazy section behind it. So I'm going to rub a little bit of white in the background, and then with clean finger blend that in. Now we'll add our clouds, so it's little shapes like this. Blend. I'm going to put one little last layer of pink right around the top edge. And then spraying that down. Now we want to really start to render our Uluru rock. So starting with our orange. Now we're going to start with the light parts. So hitting down into in between those brown parts that we did. Along this face here. So I'm doing it in little lines like that. Into this part here. Along the top. In there. And along there, then I'm going to grab a yellow and I'm going to put some, just highlighting my highlights. Like so. Now we want to blend. So rubbing that gently with one finger. So grabbing our red again. I'm just going to come up from the bottom, back up into that highlight. And then we're going to go over our shadows with our brown again. Blending. Going along the bottom. Like so. Making sure the top is blended in really well. There's no harsh lines. Then we're going to spray. Now we're going to come in with our black. And we're going to really deepen some of these shadows. So, in here. Really pressing lightly with the black. We're going to blend each shadow as we go, so we have control over how much is on there. in here. And then that's the black done. So that really makes it pop, as you can see, tiny bit on the edge here. Really makes it all stand out and look more realistic. Spray all of your work. Then we want to work on building up our foreground. So starting with our brown at the back, we're going to do another layer of brown underneath the rock, rubbing that in. Then we're going to bring green over that. So with soft pastels, it is really nice to layer them. You don't necessarily need to have, every single color, because you can just keep on layering and mixing colors on your paper until you get what you need. So this is creating like an olive green. So on that, now we're going to start to add some grass in the front. First, we just want to really accentuate the red dirt. So it's going to get thinner here, so we're going to put a layer of red through the front, over our orange base. And we're going to go orange over the red, overlapping our green. Giving that base a good spray. Then we're going to start creating little tufts of grass. So using the tip of your pastel. So through this ready part, they're going to be bigger at the front. Tap those out to blend. Some shorter ones. So then we need to make those look more realistic. So at the base, we're going to pop in some brown. blend. So we want to soften all that before we come and do some detail. We're going to put some more dirt in, so adding in some orange. It's going to come in around in between. Blend. So we've got our base for our foreground, and then we're going to give that a good spray. So you see mine's really blended, quite soft. So we're just going to add detail by highlighting those. So starting with your yellow, I'm just going to highlight the tips of some of this grass, softening it as we go. So then we're going to just put some smaller little blurred highlights through the back. Like so, and then we're just going to define a few of our bushes at the front. So flicking, adding in some brown, flicking, adding in some brown, a couple of little kind of bits. Highlighting as well. just accentuating another bush here. Making sure the bottom's got brown on there. Highlighting through the tips. Couple more little bits of green, brown, and then once you're happy with your grass, you can sign it and you're done. Give it a good spray. And it's complete.